Hello everybody, welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus with me, Flik, hard run Isaac. Let's see what we get today. A cellar, as they call it in France. 1L96 CP9L is the seed. No curse? No curse. Alright, so things are already looking up because I'm pretty sure the last 4 or 5 runs have started with a curse of some variety on floor 1. Most common is the one where I don't see my HP, which doesn't particularly matter as Isaac because you know how much Isaac's HP is, if you've played the game at all. I don't like that that explosion happened the way it did, but luckily it's not a double floor, so it's not too terrible, and that is a good result. If we can get some spare red hearts on the floor, I would like to visit the curse room. It's the variant of the cellar which is spider focus, because you can't tell me there isn't variants of the cellar, and I'm not meaning in the sense of like basement burning basement. There is a tile set for the cellar which is incredibly focused on giving you spider themed rooms. More so than a normal cellar, which is still a mix. There's still spiders, obviously, but there's also a mix of other stuff. We're going to go find our first item room. And this is a spider cellar. Now, thanks to the addition of those spiders that have like 1 billion HP and definitely should not be a floor 1 enemy, it makes it a bit harder than it used to. Okay, not going to take that yet. Ooh, rage is very good. So now we're just better Samson. That's a good place to be. Yeah, we want that spirit heart for the next floor, and I may go in the curse room just for a little looky-loo. I'm going to try for some coins here. Because we have 4 keys, and we're not even done the first floor yet. I'm going to call the boss as Champion Duke of Flies. Oh, got 1 penny. Not a luck up penny, but that's okay. That's pin. Pin on a cellar? Oh yeah, it's happened. It's happened. As always, I'd like to wait till I know the run is relatively not in danger of immediately failing before I go off on tangents. I do have a tangent. Just a little side story about Sora. We had a little trip to the vet the other day. They're nothing serious or anything like that, don't worry about that. I'm not going to cliffhanger you by being like, oh yeah, I had to take Sora to the vet the other day, but I'm not going to tell you why for 10 minutes. No, it's nothing serious. It was just a checkup to get some things checked out and some advice from the vet about certain things. Nothing is wrong, let's put it that way. Just straight up HP. You know, given that we have rage, this might be a run where red hearts are the way to go. I am going to go into the curse room as well. We don't have enough money to make the shop viable, and I don't think it's very likely to get one of the double luck up greed face shops on floor 1. It's probably possible, but I don't think it's likely. Ooh, interesting. Didn't get a bomb though. Verp. Okay, hang on. Don't want that. Good pill? Okay, then we Verp, get another luck up. It's a great shame that we can't open that bomb chest, because bomb chests are often very good. Don't forget the spirit heart. Don't forget the up here, writing up. Yeah, don't forget the spirit heart. Alright. It's definitely not set in stone that we're definitely... I started that sentence with definitely and fitted in like 4 words later. I hate when I do that. But still, we're not guaranteed. There we go. Change definitely to guaranteed, and it makes much more sense. We're not guaranteed to get a deal with the devil, but now that I know it's a basement with still no curse, it's fairly high probability. But, you know, stranger things have happened. I can't think of any at the moment, but they have happened. Like a sniper shot from a suiciding Maweha guy in the top left I only saw at the last second. Alright, so we need a bomb to get back here. I'm hoping for petrified poop, since we don't have a trinket. No, we need the hearts, that's fine. Reasonable payout for this many poops considering we don't have that trinket. Okay, and we had the spider focused cellar, and now we have the poop focused basement, which is also another variant and then is totally a real thing. Bomb? Hey, okay. Petrified poop though? Petrified poop would make my dreams come true. As I turn and look and notice that my window is wide open because it's very hot here again, and mentally make a note to myself of not to say anything that would be, out of context anyway, very, very, very strange. Like, for instance, petrified poop is my dream. That's just confusing. Sad bombs. Yes, I will take sad bombs. When you just have base tiers, they're not that great, but the nonsense you can get up to them if you are up to with them, if you get enough tier effects, is hilarious. Doesn't even need to be something overpowered like Brimstone. Just any, like the eyeball tiers. I don't think I've ever had sad bombs plus eyeball tiers. Also, we are going to do the boss now. I think I'm still going to clear the floor though. It's a basement. It's a good chance to gather resources for later floors. You know, I was thinking about that the other day there, where like the early floors, especially if you're just playing as Isaac, you're not having like a random start as Eden or anything, which can be very choppy. It's kind of by the books in the same way the Gungeon is. Although it has the advantage the Gungeon doesn't have been much shorter to get through the first couple floors. But I was thinking, like, even if I don't have a rambling story to tell, or if there's not much, like, tactics-wise to talk about, through osmosis, just watching me clear the first couple floors X number of times is probably helping people play. And I don't mean that in a boastful way. If I meant that in a boastful way, I'd mentioned that, like, people buy Gungeon and Isaac after watching me play, and they always come back to a video and comment like, you make this look a lot easier than if you're playing it for yourself. And that even includes if you have knowledge of the game purely from watching people play. It is a different beast to actually play it yourself. Like, you might mechanically... Hell, there are probably people who mechanically know this game better than me that have never played it, but that's not the same as having the skill to play it. Let's see what the deal with Devil is before I continue this tangent. So that's Maw and Rotten Baby, right? I think that's Maw. I definitely want Rotten Baby regardless. Yeah, it is. So this is the charge up the Maw. Did it always have a red eye? I'm going to reroll 8 Ball. I will take the HP because, again, given that we have Rage, I don't mind getting hit. So we want lots of red HP to facilitate that. What happened to my face there? Did you see that? Alright, well, we have ourselves a trinket. Maw! I promise not to say that every 5 seconds. I just realized I can't keep that promise because I really like going Maw! Spider mod, can't afford it. We'll just buy the Spirit Heart for survivability and move on. I am, as I said, going to clear the floor because it's a basement. Basements are the easiest form of the first floor. It is an excellent chance to gather resources for the harder floors. Yeah, so like I was saying, if you've watched me play Isaac for however long, and then you finally decide to play it for yourself, chances are you're going to be starting from a point that's not 0. Compared to someone who hasn't played at all or watched anybody play it. Because just through osmosis, you just kind of pick up stuff you need to do. Like, what's the trick with Isaac? You try and guarantee that first deal with the devil in whatever way possible, because deal with the devils are the easiest way to have a good run. Not the only way, but they're the easiest way. I really wish I hadn't shot continuously there. So far, all we've done is waste resources, and continue to do so, but, you know. Like, moving on from the old Flash version of Isaac, I hate this room. Moving on from the old Flash version of Isaac, hello there. Rebirth was a bit of a different beast. It plays differently, it isn't just a case of looking different, it played differently. I don't remember what Bloody Crown does, but I'm just going to take it. I don't know why I turned those into hearts, but I did. They should be stuck down there now, right? I'm just waiting to see. Are you stuck down there? No, but it does take you a while. Okay. That should get that tennis rock from there, right? Was really hoping for small rock. Got an apt card, if nothing else. Maw is the one that has a chance of paying out enemies, or black hearts from enemies you murder with Maw, right? Because that's the one I thought it was when I picked it up. Yeah, so, well, by the time you see this, the Steam Summer Sale is over, because I'm recording this on the day I believe that the Steam Summer Sale ends. But, you know, Isaac's always in the sales. So if you've been watching me play this for a long time, and you think, oh, I feel like I want to play it, but maybe I'll suck at it at first. If you've watched someone play it for long enough, you've picked up enough of just latent tips and strategies that you will start from a place where you'll do okay. You've still got to learn to dodge, and that's the thing I was talking about earlier. It's like, mechanically you could know this game better than me, but if you've not learned how to dodge the enemies, you're still not going to be as good. Until you learn that. Once you learn that, then yes, you'll have me beat. because I don't memorize everything mechanically, especially not the Afterbirth Plus stuff. I think someone in my Discord was asking the other day, they're like, they could go for a deal with the devil. Like, they just started playing the game because I think they picked it up in the sale, and they were like, okay, I can go for a deal with the devil, but I'm also really close to unlocking Samson, but I can't do that if I take a devil deal. I don't actually know if that's true. I assume taking a devil deal does count as taking damage, I believe. So that would stop the criteria for Samson, which I think is getting through 2 full floors without taking damage. And they asked, like, so what should I do? And I immediately said, unlock Samson. And I've mentioned before in this series, in my opinion, the unlock condition for Samson is way too harsh for how new player friendly rather he is. He's amazingly new player friendly and should not be as hard to unlock for an inexperienced player as he is, because he rewards getting hit, as we are, because we have Samson starting item now. He is the easiest non-Azazel character to play as, because you will not be good at dodging when you first start playing, even if you've watched someone else play. Sure, we can use that. So you will get hit a lot, but as a result your damage will go up. You'll know how to parlay good damage into taking out enemies. So yeah, honestly, he's more of a beginner-friendly character than Isaac is. The only thing Isaac's got going for him when you first start playing is he has average stats. Because keep in mind, he doesn't start with a D6. You've got to clear the cathedral's blue baby, I think, for the D6 to unlock. Yeah, so if you're going by like how the characters are when you first get them, Isaac's a little bit far down the list as far as like ease of use. I know you could argue that like Maggie's got like the ability to heal and more starting HP than the other characters. Her stats are terrible though, and you won't have the speed up pill unless you play greed mode. So I don't agree with anyone who thinks she's a good beginner character. I think she's too slow. I think she would give the wrong impression for the game. I feel like Isaac in general, like the speed I play it at is very slow relative to the average player. Ooh, that's nasty. In general, you know, a run should take you all the way, that is, like half an hour tops, as long as you're playing efficiently. Well, you know, not methodically, not 100% methodically. And also keep in mind, when you first launch the game, you only have to kill Mom to get an ending. So that's like, you could do that in 20 minutes. Or less. Pokeball we don't want. The Pulpia, that doubles up stuff. No, that's Pupilla Dupli. I don't know how to say it. It's the one that makes us do the wave tiers. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that. Hey, okay, it makes our bombs look kind of fun. Alright, we didn't get any money off of them, but we did get a like 2.5% increase in our deal with the devil gens. The run is sitting pretty right now. We're fine. I have an interesting assortment of items in my opinion. Sad bombs plus Maw is interesting. Kinda. Oh hey, it finally paid out with a black heart. Good. Alright, so to go back to the story I was cliffhangering you on, kind of accidentally. Went for a vet checkup with Zora just to get a few things. I wanted some advice on what options there would be to help her with her anxiety when out walks, because she does not enjoy going walks at all. She's just way too anxious. Like people and other dogs, she's getting better with. Like usually if she meets someone for the first time, she's a little sheepish around them. And dogs, she just kind of sits there and stares at them. She doesn't really want to interact. But if she meets a person again for the second or third time, because I tend to meet the same people if I'm out walking the dog at the same time as them, she warms up to them. So usually she's getting braver, like coming up to strangers. I don't really want to take that. So in that regard, it's great. She is getting used to people. She's getting comfortable around people. She's still cautious, but that's not a bad thing. I'm okay with her being cautious around people because I want her to be aware that, you know, not all people would want her attention. We'll try it. Please don't lower my attack. I didn't touch my attack. The only thing we lost was shot speed. Wow, that's one of the best results I've ever... Oh wait, no, it's still HP as well. Still, even though it took one red heart, that's the best result I've ever seen from experimental treatment. I'm not going all the way back for the curse room, I can't be asked. But out on walks, cars in general, but things that are louder than cars, buses, vans, trucks, or the worst one is trailers, like, you know, trailers on the back of tractors or 4x4s. Those just terrify her rather. and she isn't getting any better at that. She is just petrified of them. And I don't like seeing that, you know. So one of the things I wanted to go talk to the vet about was, like, is there anything that can be done to just help her be calm on walks? Anything that would work, any tips? And sadly, the vet just said, like, if she is anxious, chances are it's just the way she's going to be. Anxious dogs tend to remain anxious, and I knew that Border Collies are a very anxious breed in general. I was nowhere near where that landed. Screw your bad hitbox. Oh, right, we have another enemy to kill. But I have also met a few people while walking who also have Border Collies of their own. Because it's a very popular dog up here. And a lot of them said, oh yeah, mine was the same way, but they did kind of grow out of it. So I don't know, am I more inclined to believe other Border Collie owners, or am I more inclined to believe the vet? Because the alternative the vet suggested was behavioural therapy classes for the dog, which is different to like general puppy training. It's very, very specific training to try and get them over their anxiety. And she said those run like £400 or £500. So I was like, I don't really want to spend that, and also insurance most likely will not cover it. She said there was a chance some insurances do. I still haven't looked into whether or not mine would. But it seemed very expensive for something that isn't a guarantee. It might help. But you know, you can't really cure anxiety, and I'm saying that from experience. You learn to cope with it and lessen it, but it's not something you can just magically disappear. So I wasn't a fan of that option, although I am aware that kind of like just hoping that things get better by themselves is also not a good option necessarily. My hope is that even if she does stay anxious for her whole life, Mr. Mega is worth taking, I think, given that we have sad bombs. She won't just be like so petrified of loud noises, or at least vehicles. That's my hope. Whether or not that's how it ends up going, we will need to see. The other thing I wanted to check up on was whether or not she was ready to be spayed. Because the last time I went to the vet, she said that Sora was a little on the thin side, a little bony, a little lanky, which she is. And it would have been better to just wait a little bit longer until she puts on a bit more size, just to be safe. Which is fine. We didn't... Yeah, we did get the item room and the shop. Yeah, let's just go. But the last time I saw the vet and she said that, I also thought you had to wait until a dog was after their first, or rather, you know, a female dog. You know the word I wanted to say. You have to wait until a female dog has had their first season before you consider fixing them. But the vet we saw last time was like, no, you can do it prior to the first season. The only reason we didn't, again, was because she was a little scrawny and wanted to put on more weight first. But this new vet we saw, she was like, well, yeah, you can do it before the first season, but there is papers which say that it increases the chance of incontinence afterwards if you do it before the first season. And it was a little old-fashioned. Like, she said specifically, like, they used to always spay female dogs before their first season. But now, because of that research, they tend to suggest wait until they've done their first season, like 10 days after the first season at the earliest, that kind of thing. And I realised after the fact, because this is two vets from the same practice giving contrary advice. And I realised the vet I saw the first time that was like, yeah, we can do it before the first season. They were on the older side, so they are probably used to the old way of doing things, whereas this second vet I saw was on the younger side and is probably more up to date with the latest theories and opinions on best treatment for certain, you know, procedures. I didn't mean to walk into him, I was trying to maul him. It reminds me of that Scrubs episode that had Dick Van Dyke as a guest star, where he was like an old doctor and everybody loved him and he was very cheerful, etc. But then JD, the main character, kind of discovered that he's doing unsafe procedures on patients that are out of date just because he didn't take the time to learn the new ones, and it results in him having to be fired because he doesn't know the proper way to do things anymore. And there's like a great conversation with the head of medicine at the hospital that's also on the older side. And this was back when I think Scrubs cared about at least a little bit of accuracy about their medical side of things, because they had like on-staff doctors they would consult about, you know, the medical stuff. So the head of medicine at the hospital has this great kind of like speech to the guy where it's like, I'm paraphrasing slightly, but you know, when a doctor leaves medical school, half the things they've learned are already out of date. And he spends like 3 weeks out of a month going to seminars about what the newest treatments are. And then Dick Van Dyke's character says, oh yeah, I just don't have the energy for that. And he says, well, it's time to go then. So I looked at it, oh wow, I looked at it a bit like that. Older doctor, knows the way they like doing things, sees no reason to change. So I'm inclined to believe the more up-to-date research. So I have decided to wait until she's had her first season. And then before the second season, that'll be when she gets spayed. Putting it off in general because just there is a... Anytime a dog is put under anaesthetic, there's a small risk of, you know, something catastrophic happening. And it would have been a higher chance if she still had her heart murmur, but thankfully that she grew out of that, it just vanished. You know, there is a danger. So I didn't want to rush into it, let's say, but also getting them spayed does protect them against a whole host of later in life conditions. So I'm aware that it is still the best option, and like the first vet I saw, oh, it's like if you don't plan to breed this dog, 100% get it fixed. That was a different vet to the older one. So that's how we're going to do things. The behavioural thing, the anxiety that the dog has, that's still up in the air about how best to go about dealing with that. Oh, come on. I misjudged how quickly Mob would destroy that. I'll take that back. That was not a good curse room. We'll go to the secret room and then just leave. As far as anything else, Sora has a little bit of sunburn on her nose. And in general, she has put on weight since the last time I took her to the vet and had that first consultation. But she's still on the, like, thin... She's not underweight, but she is just a thin doggo. That's just the way she is. Really didn't want to spend that other key, but that's okay. So she had put on weight, but to me she still looks a bit on the scrawny side. And I was talking to this young vet we saw most recently about this, and we talked about the food I'm giving her, and I thought I was giving her good quality food. Like, it's a brand name that's very well known. I don't think there's any harm in saying the brand name, because this is based on advice from a vet, so, you know, if you want a Sue pedigree, you take it up with my vet. They said that, like, I'm giving them pedigree, or giving Sora pedigree puppy food, both like their brand of meat and brand of biscuits. And the vet compared that to giving her a Pizza Hut every night. It's like, it's got the stuff they kind of need, but it's also kind of trashy, low quality, not necessarily bad, just low quality. And that was a huge surprise. Sorry, I stifled a burp there. That was a huge surprise to me, because I thought they were like the leader and most popular in the country. That's why I went with them. I don't go with them for like Maya's food for adult food, because she's on special stuff because she's got so many allergies. So, you know, I thought I was doing the right thing doing that, but she suggested that what I should be giving Sora is working dogs food. And if you don't know what that is, it's not one specific brand, it's just a type of food. It's food that's much higher in protein and other things like that for dogs who don't just live leisurely, like, pet ownership lifestyles. It's for dogs who work farms, who work in, you know, police, that kind of thing. It's full of a lot more nutrients and protein for them. So she suggested, bloody S words, she suggested that I switch Sora onto that because it looked like, you know, she's getting a good amount of exercise, which is true, she is. Not just from, you know, W's, I can't say the word because I think she's behind me. Yep, she's sleeping right behind me. She's not just getting, you know, those because I work from home. I'm pretty much, you know, playing with her most of the day. She kind of leaves me alone when I'm streaming, which is great. When I'm recording videos like this, she tends to have a quick nap. Sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes she's a bit annoying. You know, and she knows it's getting near the middle of the day for that certain meal. But because I work from home, generally she's always on the move. Anytime I get up to do something, please. Thank you. She follows me. That's just a very dog thing to do. They just want to follow you and see what you're doing at all times. So what I'm saying is, it's not that she's getting too much exercise, it's just that she is getting a lot of exercise and she is a very energetic dog. Which is also very common with collies, so... I've not fully transitioned her over to the... Oh, that's okay, I guess. I've not fully transitioned her over to the working dog's food. I got one of the brands that the vet suggested. She suggested a couple of them that she uses, or recommends at least to customers usually. I don't know, well, I was going to say patient, and I was like, well, you're not a patient if you're visiting a vet. And then customer just makes it sound like wrong to me. I don't know. Either way, so right now it's just kind of getting half and half, and then eventually it's going to be transitioned over to, well, just the working dog food in terms of like the biscuits, but I don't see a problem with the meat side, so I'll probably keep on mixing that in as a treat. Farting baby. It's not an item I see very often, so I honestly don't really know if it's bad or good. Ooh, now this could get interesting. Let's try this for a joker. Nope. Start re-rolling. Night light I enjoy. 2 of diamonds. Well, okay, we just got our money back. Now, hang on. Let me try and remember what these are. That's the one that gives you a trinket. This is Lilith's box, which we can just turn into something to reroll. Shop restock. Chaos. Do it. Chaos me, baby. I don't know if Bloody Crown is doing anything for me, so I will take Locust of Pestilence. Do we know this pill? We do. We're very small. Do we know that pill? Oh, I think it's time to cut our losses and... Oh, god damn it. Oh, hey, thanks for the damage up, I guess. Actually, we're a little fast. I'll take the speed down. Yeah, that was experimental treatment that did that to me. It's another run where we got chaos. It's a little... Please. There we are. It's a little weird how that keeps happening. Right, let's get up to the boss and just get the hell out of here. So yeah, that was my adventure on my most recent day off from streaming to the vet. A little bit of sunburn. Not much we can do about the anxiety the dog has. Change of food, which will hopefully both help her stomach and just help her grow. So she isn't a squirmy little thing that's 90% leg. And I will be getting her spayed after her first season, but she has not started yet. I was wondering if she had, because I thought I saw blood on her toilet mat once. I think it was actually just a stain from the carpet below, because it happened that the carpet was red. The vet said she definitely had not started the season yet. Hey, lump of coal. That actually should be very good with this. No, if we have chaos, I don't want the left hand, because even if we get a payout from a red chest, it could be anything. Actually, on this update, you know, like, I imagine most people listening are in a similar position to me, where YouTube and or Twitch are your primary source of entertainment. And ever so often there's just a day where, like, I'm looking on YouTube for something to watch, and, like, none of the people I'm subscribed to have uploaded something I'm interested in. I'm like, well, oh, there's Spun. Like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do now? Make more content, people! Oh, that's unfortunate. I do get that sometimes in Discord as well, where someone will post being like, oh, I was getting ready to settle in and watch the stream, and then I remembered it was Monday. There's no stream on a Monday. Yeah, I know. But to be fair, oh, I only take 1 day off a week from streaming. That isn't that bad. Is that you disagreeing with me, dog? Yeah, it's important to remember that if you watch streamers or YouTubers for your entertainment, that's why you support them. You support them so that you have something to watch, because God forbid you would go back to watching TV. I actually had a visit from the TV licensing person to my door. They were looking for the person who previously lived here, because I guess they did have... What are you supposed to do here? I guess they did have a TV, so they were paying a TV license, or maybe they weren't, and that's why they were looking for them, who knows. But either way, they came to the door looking for, like, the previous owner, and I was like, no, sorry, they don't live here, I'm the new owner, they didn't leave a forwarding address, etc., so I can't put you in touch with them. And then they were like, okay, fine, that's okay. You've just moved here, so you probably haven't had time to set up a TV license, have you? And I just replied, I haven't owned a TV in years, I don't watch TV. And I think they didn't believe me. So I said, like, I watch YouTube and Twitch. That's what I watch. Oh, there was creep there. That's good. I don't think he knew what Twitch was. He'd heard of YouTube. Which, incidentally, I'm telling the truth. I haven't watched TV in years. If there's a TV series I'm interested in, I wait for a box set and watch it. Kind of like, binge watch it. If there's a movie that I missed at the cinema, get it on Blu-ray when it's out on that. I have not watched TV in years. I watched a crap ton of TV when I was younger. But, that was before YouTube and Twitch existed. They're better suited to my desired type of entertainment. I would rather watch an entertaining person play a computer game than watch a sitcom. Or, a soap opera or something. It's just that they don't interest me. So that's why it's not just because I also do this for a living that I go out of my way to try and support the people I watch. I don't use adblock, etc. Because I want them to keep doing what they're doing. Despite YouTube making it as hard as possible. Although apparently YouTube is bringing in another thing they've ripped off from Twitch. Like Twitch has something called Twitch Premieres. And YouTube is bringing out something called YouTube Premieres, I think. Is it actually called the same thing? Can they do that? I guess you can't copyright the word premiere. Because Adobe would have done that years ago if you could. Yeah, so there's this thing on Twitch where if you upload a video to Twitch, as in not a live stream VOD, you just upload a video to Twitch, you can schedule it to go live like a live stream. I'm just gonna... You can schedule it to go live like a live stream, except it's obviously pre-recorded, and you can just sit in your chat and watch it with your chat and kind of react to the pre-recorded video live. It's not the same as doing something live, but it's a feature they added for whatever reason. So apparently YouTube is considering, or definitely is doing the same thing, where you can schedule premieres for videos, and that's not the same as just like normal scheduling that there is now, where it'll technically kind of be like a live stream, except it's watching pre-recorded content. Which might also mean you can skirt the Twitch partnership contract by you're technically not live streaming, you're in a live chat room and reacting to a video going live with your chat at the same time. And I think that's quite a fun idea. Like, I've been posting videos at the same time for years now, so people should be fairly, like, if you watch most or all of my content, you probably know the times where I post videos. Ooh, yeah, why not? It's not a good item, but why not? Also, I didn't realise it was a double floor. Immediately I almost got blown up by the fly there because I was right next to I and so was he. That's okay. Yeah, I like the idea of like knowing when a video is going to go live, like an Isaac episode, for instance, where I'm just rambling away and you can see people reacting to live, just chatting away. I think that's quite a fun idea. It would help with engagement because you're assuming it all transfers over to the comments afterwards, which might not necessarily. No, there'd be a lot of engagement, as they say. And it creates a different type of... I was going to say attitude, but that's not the word I'm meaning. Atmosphere, that's the word I was looking for. There's a different type of atmosphere, not just because you're maybe like watching a live premiere with the person who made it, but just that you're watching it live with like-minded people who are also hoping to enjoy the video as well. I kind of hope they go through. As for like if I'm going to take advantage of it, it would be a little bit awkward because like the first video I make go live in an evening, it's an hour before I live stream, and then the second video that goes live in a day goes live immediately when I'm supposed to stop streaming, although usually I do run over a little bit. So I wouldn't be able to match up with them. Ever so often I do make a video go live at midnight. That's a little on the late side to be doing that kind of thing. Although I don't necessarily need to be there, I don't think. Like, it could just be a bunch of people watching it together live and just chatting away. I think part of the point is to have the person who made it there, obviously, but sometimes that's not viable. And technically, if they did make it a thing and it was like a well-requested option, I could always change from doing like a midnight release video to doing a middle of the day release. Or take time out of the stream to watch a VOD thing together with people. I'm not sure. It depends how popular it is, how much interest there is, whether or not it's actually true that it's happening, because I've heard conflicting reports that it's definitely happening, that it's a consideration, that it's like a small number of test users. Like YouTube Without Telling Everybody also made a small number of test viewers not see thumbnails, like as in like custom thumbnails. They saw the YouTube default ones. Just, I don't know why, they just did it. Presumably they're testing how much a clickbait thumbnail attracts attention or something like that. I swear I should never pick up that fly. It's nothing but trouble. Also, since I haven't said it for a while, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Maw! Ow, I deserved that. Although you are just making me more powerful. M-A-W. W-W-W-W exclamation mark, exclamation mark, maw! Curse of the Darkness. That is not bad, especially when I have Nightlight. Meh. Meh. Good. Very good. 99 of your earth bombs. Dry Baby I just like. It's enjoyable. I'll take 99 bombs just because I don't mind spamming my bombs when I have interesting tier effects. I don't know why it hit me there. Oh, maybe the shot's fired out after death. Or this little bastard. Devil. Okay. Maw. Oh, better believe you got mod there. Oh, when Big Bombfly blows up, he also does the Tammy's Head type effect from Sad Bombs. This has ended up just being a nice, pleasant run. We're not super overpowered. We're not weak, obviously, because we have like... Wait, didn't we have 10 point something damage at one point? Why did the damage go down? Well, 9.19 damage is also good. So yeah, oh, now we get petrified poop, thanks. Yeah, it's just a nice, okay, comfortable run. We don't have many... Maw's our only way to generate HP, but it doesn't matter because we just found Blue Baby. So let's destroy him. Oop. I heard Farting Baby fart, but I don't know what purpose it had. Oh, I was trying to do it flawlessly. I can't see him for all the boogers. Alright, we cashed in an easy one there. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now.